Welcome to our space of hope and inspiration, where faith is ignited and the Word of God meets us right where we are. Thank you for being here and for allowing us to walk with you. Have you ever felt stuck, as if time had frozen at the worst moment of your life? I'm not talking about a bad day. No, I'm talking about those days that turn into weeks, the weeks into months, and the months into a gray fog that wraps around you until you can't even see your own shadow. Maybe you lost a job you loved. Maybe a relationship you thought would last forever suddenly fell apart. Or maybe you've been fighting an inner wound for years, a wound no one sees, but that hurts more than any visible fracture. And in the middle of all that, you heard a voice, not an audible one and in a whisper, a phrase that follows you like an echo. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43 banding 9. But how do you believe that, when everything around you screams the opposite? Imagine for a moment that you're in the desert, not a desert of sand and heat, an emotional desert, a place with no answers, where every step hurts, and where the silence is so loud that even your thoughts seem to shout. In that desert, God doesn't say, your suffering is over. He doesn't say, now everything will be easy. He says something deeper, something revolutionary. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Not I will do, not I might do. I am doing present, active, already in motion, even if you can't see it. That is the most subversive promise in the universe, that in the middle of chaos, creation continues, that in the middle of your ruin, He's building something you can't yet imagine. But here's the hard part. You and I, we're addicted to the familiar, even when it hurts. We prefer what we know. We prefer the toxic relationship we understand over the fear of the unknown. We prefer the job that drains us, because at least we know how to survive in it. We prefer old pain because new pain terrifies us. So when God sighs a new thing, our first reaction isn't joy, it's resistance. Because the new requires faith. The new requires letting go. The new requires believing that there is life after mourning, after failure, after the diagnosis, after the Let me tell you a true story. There was a woman, let's call her Anna. She gave 15 years of her life to a company loyal, hardworking, unseen. Then, one Friday afternoon, without warning, she was fired. Not for poor performance. No, for restructuring. A cold word for a hot wound. For months, Anna moved like a ghost. She sent resumes, went to interviews, got the same reply. Thank you, but no. Her self-esteem deflated like a forgotten balloon in a corner. One night, kneeling in a room with dried tears on her cheeks, she whispered, "Where are you, God? Is this it?" And in that moment, there were no thunderclaps, no voices from heaven, but she remembered a phrase she had read years earlier in a dusty Bible. Behold, I am doing a new thing. She didn't understand how. She didn't see the plan. But she chose to believe, even if only by a fragile thread of hope. She started writing Fierce to Bent, then to help others. A blog, then a podcast, then a community. Today, Anna helps hundreds of people who've been laid off, not just to find work, but to rebuild their identity. Was it easy? No. Was it fast? No. But it was new. And that changed everything. The new thing isn't always what we ask for. Sometimes it's what we need. It's not always a spectacular miracle. Sometimes it's a whisper in the silence, an idea you can't ignore. A door that opens long after you stopped knocking. And here's the amazing part. The new thing is often born out of what was broken. Think of a seed. It can't bear fruit unless it breaks. It can't blossom unless it dies first. Your pain, your loss, your mistake, these are not the end. They are the fertile ground where God is planting something you can't yet imagine. But there's a trap. The trap of when. We obsess over when. When will it change? When will I heal? When will it come? And while we wait for the when, we miss the now. Because the new thing doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins now in this moment. in this decision, in this small act of faith. Do you know what an act of faith is? It's not shouting, I believe. With your eyes closed, it's opening your eyes and taking a step even. If you're trembling, it's sending that message, asking for help. Forgiving even when it hurts. Trying again even if you failed 1,000 times. That is where the new is born. And now, I want to speak directly to you. Yes, you, the one reading this in the middle of uncertainty. The one carrying a burden no one sees. The one who feels invisible, forgotten, exhausted. God has not forgotten you. You are not stuck. You are in gestation, like a baby in the womb. You can't see the light yet, but you're being formed for it. Like a caterpillar in its cocoon, it looks motionless, but it is being transformed. He is doing a new thing in you. Not because you're perfect, not because you deserve it, but because he is faithful. And his promise doesn't depend on your performance, but on his character. And you don't have to walk alone. That's why I want to invite you to a place where hope isn't a cliché, but a daily practice. The Gokrip channel. You won't find easy answers there, but you will find truth, community, practical tools, and a perspective that integrates faith, psychology, purpose, and action. At Gokrip, we believe your story isn't finished, that your pain has purpose, and that the new thing God is doing in you can be lived, told, and multiplied. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, and join thousands who, like you, chose to believe that there is still a tomorrow. Because it's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about knowing that even in what's broken, he is doing a new thing. And if today you can only say this, God, I don't understand, but I trust you. That's enough. He doesn't need your full understanding, only your willing heart. And in that heart, he is already planting the new. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Are you ready to see it bloom? Thank you for reading. Your story matters, and at Gokrip, we celebrated with you. Subscribe now to the Gokrip channel, because the future isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, and you're already part of it.